What's going on, Joel?
Much.
Where you at? What are you doing, man?
Here at club. Getting ready to go ride for the first time of the day. Chilling. Other than that, worked out this morning and typical days. Hopefully it's a good one.
It's 1st of February, well, the 5th of February anyway. What's the off-season been like, man? A lot's been going on since you gained that #1.
Yeah, we've came down to club early, January. But right after the season, we just hung out with the family really and tried to relax. You go through so much during the season, it's like you need a break eventually because it doesn't, take long till you're back here riding again. So it's even better being here because we can go out and ride whenever, and these guys treat us really well. So happy that Phoenix is putting us out here at club and we're able to use the facility like we should.
What's it been like? After the season, man? I mean, you didn't really have a lot of time to think about things. I mean, you went straight to getting ready for the Quad Cross of Nations. That was pretty exciting, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's always exciting, and you're right. I didn't like when you have that next race coming up. It kind of takes focus off of what just happened, really. And not like the championship's a way bigger deal to me, not than necessarily Germany, but it's a life goal of everyone's that races. So I do think it's a little more, meaningful to me just to win the championship, the national championship. But still, to go overseas, it's an honor to be a part of the team, of course, and just look forward to going back hopefully in this year to the Netherlands. I think another sand one. They're saying we're going to struggle there again, but we'll see. But yeah, it's been another really good year. Jeffrey's screaming at me. Hold on, I'm doing an interview. You're right. Hayden, Jeffrey's calling for you.
What?
He wants your help. Well, yeah, this is typical for us, just working on bikes and cutting up. Just having fun.
A little different feel and look to the team for you guys this year, huh?
Yeah, we got a new helmet brand. Got Alpine Stars back on, which I think we ran them last year, but some of the guys were TCX. But yeah, the whole team's unified with Walsh now, so everyone has Walsh components. It's just nice now we can do testing all together and really work on everyone's bikes, because it's hard, I would help Grayson and the boys test, but we have 2 different machines at the time, so it was kind of difficult to relay my input to them. But now everyone's unified with the same components and same gear, and as well as the arena cross guys, they've been racing, and it seems like David's got it figured out for us, looking good, of course, and it's like a team deal. So we're all looking the same, and it's just nice to have that support from these new sponsors. I heard her.
You heard her coming, huh? Well, she's growing, isn't she?
Seriously, 16 months, and it's crazy. It went by like nothing.
Yeah. Walking, talking, fussing, and everything, huh?
She's just mean. Look at her. She wanted to pet the dog? She's mean like her mama.
So what are you thinking about this season, man? I mean, all the challenges have been met. You've won the national championship twice now, and you've won the world championship individually and as a team. So what's the bucket list say next?
I just want to keep clicking them off, really. Try to obviously win as many motos as I can. Carly, watch. All right. Okay, Howie, I didn't know. But I really just, my goal is to win 5 championships, not particularly in a row, just to win 5 in my racing career. So 2 down, got 3 more to go. Last year I set some goals that I think I could have done, I could have met, but we ran into 4 motos that we had mechanical issues, and I kind of put a dampener on the goal, which was to try to win every race you went out for. But that's just kind of a far-fetched goal sometimes, because you can't control your machine, and anything can happen. The mud races and It was just, I think, a little too much, honestly. But after I had the bad races, I really just was having fun after that because there was no pressure. Like, I just could go out and ride, I didn't think I could win, so that really was like the relief for me.
Did you know you can save up to 25% and receive free shipping on great AMSOIL products with their preferred customer program? AMSOIL also has special pricing arrangements and free shipping for commercial accounts such as trucking companies, loggers, landscapers, and businesses like yours. Or if you have a business and would like to begin selling AMSOIL products, you could qualify to participate in the AMSOIL retail account program. You could become an independent AMSOIL dealer and build and grow your own profitable businesses. For more information, call John Coffey, your full-service AMSOIL dealer, at 877-694-4763 and leave him a message. John Coffey and AMSOIL, your first call for synthetics.
Hi, this is Joel Jansen from Jansen Motorsports. We've been building quads for over 25 years, and now we have stepped up our engine program to a whole new level with 5-axis CNC heads available. Please contact us for details at 920-766-3411. Thank you very much.
Hi, this is Stephanie from JSR Moto Designs. JSR Moto Design specializes in replacement Nerf bar nets for all makes and models that can be fully customizable to your needs. Our custom apparel can be specifically designed for your race team. We can help make what you wear personal on and off the track, including embroidered or printed hoodies, jackets, t-shirts, hats, jersey lettering, butt patches, and more. Check us out at jsrmotodesigns.com or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Quad Radio would like to say thanks to the D6 Ultimate Quad Series for their support and continued efforts in growing the sport at the grassroots level. Be sure and check them out on their Facebook page and show up at one of these great races.
So you spend a lot of time here at Club MX, typically a motorcycle facility. What's it like being here? Basically the only ATV riders out here, you and the team.
It's different. At first, I don't know how to feel. I don't know how these guys would feel, but everyone's been really cool. All the bike guys, like playing Xbox with them last night, most of them. So it's pretty cool. I enjoy the tracks a lot, especially on days like this where we kind of swap tracks up with them so we can ride their main track, which is their main training track. And for us, it's awesome because we don't get out here that often, but it's nice to rip it up every once in a while out here. It's really rough. The ruts right now are the faces are kind of jacked up, but we make them better as we ride. It's just a cool place. You got 7 tracks here, I think, 7 or 8. We can ride 4 out of the 8. The other 4 are Supercross. It's just real cool. The owner, Brandon, he's been real nice to us. It's just nice to wake up out of your motorhome and be able to go ride.
Speaking of Supercross, that's where the season kicks off again this year in Daytona.
Yep, ready for Daytona. After last year with the vintage bikes, we thought it was going to be really timid, but it actually was a really good racing track for us, I think. Better than years past. So pretty excited for that, to see how they make it, this year. I think they could have done stuff a little bigger for them guys, but I think they're just kind of, first time. Let's see how it goes. But I'm excited for Daytona for sure. Coming off the win last year, first time winning there. Been real close, led races, led laps, but just never pulled it off. So it's nice to take home the wakeboard finally and, put that one on the belt.
What is the true mystique of Daytona?
I don't know. I mean, like, my problem there? Or
No, it's just the whole what makes it so special?
I think majority of it is you drive through, driving on Daytona 500 to go into where we're racing at, and we're podium, where those guys are at. So it's just, I don't know, it's a trademark in racing that super cool to be on the podium of something that, you know, extreme. It's something you'd never really would have thought about, like racing at Daytona and then, you know, being able to be on the podium, hold the first place. That was a goal too, and I'm glad that I finally got that one. Before, you know, I don't know how many more years we're doing Daytona, but I was like, you know, just wanted to get it before we stopped racing there. So pretty happy, fortunate and happy to do that.
So there is something a little more special about winning at Daytona.
Yeah, podiums are great. Like, don't get me wrong, I would have been, you know, if I would have never won, I would have been happy just to be on the podium there. But to finally win and, you know, be in the winner's circle where, you know, just elite racers have been, and to share that kind of memorial deal with that, it's going to be cool, you know, with my kids down the road. My one kid now, but I'm sure we'll probably have another one. If it was up to Carla, we'd have 5 more, but up to me, just 1 more. I'm an only child, so for me, it's fine. I was a bad sharer and a spoiled brat, probably. That's how she was going to be, but yeah, it'll be cool to talk about, you know, stuff like that when I get older. Share those memories.
Joel, you know what's really neat, man? I don't know, you've probably seen the picture floating around, but I interviewing you when you were on the 50s, man. I mean, ATV racing has basically been your life, I think, since before you can remember, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. It's like I tell all these kids here, I joke with them, they're younger than me, and I look young, but I'm not. And I said, I've been racing longer than you guys have been alive. And it's funny because they're 19 years old. I've been racing for almost 21 years. Yeah. Almost going on 22 years of racing four-wheelers. Like 4 years old was my first race. So I'm 27, 23 years. But yeah, it's sometimes like I don't know, it's hard to think of doing anything different because that's been my entire life. I could be a damn good mechanic on anything, like bike-wise, but I couldn't think of doing nothing else really. If I'm not racing or around motocross, I feel like I'm a miserable person. But I don't know, it's just my life. And now that's their life, and you know, Carly's brother Nick raced in Austin too, so she's always been in it. And when you got someone that knows the game and supports you with it, doesn't, you know, mind that we're staying on a motocross track 4 months out of the year, then that really helps too. So that's a big part of it, is I'm not getting pulled anything right now. I'm just getting pushed forward by, you know, them guys and the motivation they give me. So it's like, if I could race till I'm 40 years old because of performance, because I'm doing well, then I will do this stuff every day until I can't freaking walk, do well. And this is all I want to do. So some people, I think, need that little push, that little, you know, to hear that, you know, the mentality is, this is it. If you want to be the best, then focus on what you're doing 100% and make it work no matter what. You know, there's always going to be an excuse, but at the end of the day, you can do something else. You could go out there and train. If you can't ride, go out there and run the track. Go out there and do something. You know, there's always something you could do. So for me, that's what I try to, you know, put in my mind. Because back in the day, I didn't do that. I was a little, you know, lazier. And, you know, I had a factory Can-Am deal. I think it was 2012. First, you know, I did rookie year 2011. 2012, second year in pro class, got a factory ride with killer bonuses and championship bonus was like $100,000 that year. And, you know, they hyped me up, obviously, when I signed the deal, but I feel like they knew, like, Joel, he ain't gonna be able to do this right now, being how he is. But now it's a different story. Like, if I would have saw that, I would have been gung-ho as hard as I could go every single day. It's just, you mature, and that's what a lot of kids will run into, is mentality's not there yet, but their ability is. It's hard. If, you know, people can tell you, they told me forever you need to slow down to go faster, but I didn't listen. You know, why? You out there racing. I was winning 10 seconds one year at Redbud, 2018 I think, and wrecked in front of the mechanics area. As I'm flipping my quad over, it might have been earlier years, but either way, I was flipping my quad over and I told my dad, I was like, sorry, Dad. And he like I came off track. He's like, don't ever tell me you're sorry in the middle of a race. I'm like, I freaking threw it away because I felt like I had to do that turn that fast, you know. But same with Daytona. I've clipped hay bales there I see the other guy and you know, you're a straightaway ahead, but still at the same time, like if he pulls you a little bit on that straightaway, you gauge him every lap. So it's hard to, you know, maintain that mentality of like, okay, he caught me that lap, I'm gonna push this next lap. It's hard, you know. That's what bites people, is they just like freak out, like, okay, I gotta go now. And that's what I've done over the years. That's what's hurt me. I mean, I think I could have probably been 3-4 championships deep maybe if I would have been a little smarter earlier. So just stuff like that.
It's not the rock star life that everybody thinks it is it?
No, I mean, it's really awesome. I wouldn't want to do anything else, but it's not easy work. Like, everyone's like, oh, you got it easy. Okay. I mean, I'm out here, I just warmed up in the morning, was up at 7, ate what I needed to, warmed up. I worked on my bike till 9 actually, and then warmed up. And it's like an everyday process. You work on your bike in the morning, wash it at night. In the middle of that, you ride, you beat yourself up. You probably don't eat as much as you should. You try to. It's just so many things you have to do to be that athlete that you need to be. It's like sometimes you forget a couple things, but it's tough, but at the same time, it's awesome.
What does keep you motivated to keep doing it?
I mean, I really don't have any other option in life right now other to do good so I can pay bills, but it's not what I race for. I mean, I race for the thrill of racing, the adrenaline. Like, there's nothing else that gets me going more than racing with someone. And it's just weird to some people, but like, I don't mind. I love winning races by 10 seconds plus, don't get me wrong, but I think I'd rather race it out to the last lap because it's more fun, and that's what I signed up for. I didn't sign up to just, you know, go win by 10 seconds. I want to race. I want to make it difficult. And, you know, all these training hours we put in, like, Chad and I had some good battles. Thomas jumped in last year a couple times, but, you know, I felt like last year I was still a little ahead, which typically were really, really close, and I just felt like I had that edge last year. But every year's different, and you know, I know what it feels like to lose, so it kind of puts a spark in you, a little fire that you might want to do something different. I'm sure that Chad and Thomas, and I see Jeffrey, he's trying to do something different with himself, but I think everyone's really getting the hang of it now. And
Yeah, and I mean, do you see more competition coming? I mean, there are some younger riders and maybe even some rookies that could stand a chance at maybe some podiums this year. I mean, it's getting that real now.
Yeah, it is, and it's just like me. I feel like when I was coming up, the young guys coming in, there's a lot of hype around them, and if they can take that right, you know, they can take the hype and go out there and still do what they can do and not worry about a podium or winning or qualifying good, and just race and see how at the end of the day, like, okay, I got 6th place in my first pro race. That was exactly what I got my first race, and I was mad, but I thought it was, you know, good. I still got 6th, but you kind of, if you don't finish how you think you should, it's part of it. I mean, everyone's done that. Hogue lived with me last year, his rookie year, and I got to see the disappointment in himself when I felt like he shouldn't have been disappointed, but that's me looking at him as a young kid, and he's looking at me like I want to beat you. But I got to see both sides of it, and now that I'm older, I look at him like, I can't tell him anything because he won't listen, first off, but that's just how I was. So it's cool to see that. Brandon works really hard. I train with Brandon. I think he's going to be the next up-and-comer. I think Bryce is going to do really good. Just like I said, it's going to take time for these guys. And Brandon did good Rookie of the Year last year. The other rookies did really good. They were really close in that rookie battle for the points. So we got 3, I think we got 4 coming up this year, which will be interesting. You know, you got a lot of hype around Bryce and now Hogue. You know, he's been practicing real good. He's been riding down south with, I think, Chad here and there and some other guys. Been hearing stuff about him, so it's cool to hear that, because, you know, Daytona's 30-something days away. So for me, it gets me excited. Thinks like, okay, what do we got? You know, who's going to be there? It's always that first round jitters, but that's what it's all about. I hope these kids pick it up, and I hope they can ride 22 minutes as hard as they can, because I can promise them right now I won't slow down.